just want to make this video today to let you guys know. I mean, I actually did try to make a video. I'm doing my reaction to the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, but the problem is, well, the thing is, was my camcorder for some reason out of nowhere it just messed up the whole entire video and just deleted all my hard work video of me reacting to that, and I was so mad about this, so that's why I just waited until and until I was like and until like whenever I was until whenever I feel like making a video about the Nintendo Switch too, but I just want to just share what games I'm actually excited about. Um, that I mean some games that I'm interested in and on the Nintendo Switch too, and some games I'm not, and also some like new features that Nintendo added as well. Oh yeah, first one is Mario Kart 8. I'm not not Mario Kart 8. I meant to say the first one is Mario Kart World. I'm actually excited about that game. You know why? Because yeah, like it's also gonna be like an open world as well. I do think that's a big deal, but it's gonna be an open world. Oh yeah, it would be cool if they do add and add like they also and add like a battle mode because well, there are some, people that are complaining that they didn't show a battle mode, though, but you never know. They might show a battle mode, so there's nothing to. I do think there's nothing to worry about. But if they don't add it right away, then they will add it later on. I don't think it's that big of a deal if they add it right away or not. So I'm not really worried about it at all. I do think they will add battle mode. What else? Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to Mario Kart World. The next thing is Game Chat. I'm also really excited about this as well because yeah, for this next gen Nintendo Switch 2 features, because I was like, finally it's about time, because you know how long we actually wanted Game Chat. That's why it's a big deal. It is a big deal because we have been like begging for that. I mean, for like Nintendo to do and to do their own built-in voice chat, and it has a built-in camera to it though. But the oh yeah, and the only thing on the bottom on the bottom of the voice chat, I mean on the game chat, that it does look, you can tell it does look choppy, a bit choppy and buffery, and that's not good. I really do hope and Nintendo does fix that problem at some point though. But if they don't fix it I mean right away, then that's okay. But I do hope that they do find a way to fix that later on around the line. Hopefully. What's next? Oh yeah, they also and they also and it's also going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which I think is cool. It is low resolution, but it doesn't look perfect. You can tell by just looking at it, though. But I still think it's really cool though. Even though it's a low resolution, I still do think it doesn't look perfect, but it still is. I still think it's a good decent camera though. It's not it isn't perfect, but it's still pretty decent so far. A good, decent looking camera so far. And that's good enough. Oh yeah, I also think that they did that is to keep the price down. Of course, I think that's why they did it. What's next? Oh, Mario Kart Jamboree, it's the Nintendo Switch 2 version, and that's also supposed to be using um, I mean, and they supposed to be adding new features like the mouse control and stuff like that, and voice. You can use your voice in the game. What else? Oh yeah, you can use the mouse features as well, and you can use the camera, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera as well, and it's really cool, man. I also I actually love the camera feature for this Mario Kart Jamboree game. It's actually mind blowing. I do think it's mind blowing in my opinion. I really do, and Yeah, in a good way. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do wish that they would have added a camera in a built-in camera in the handheld portable mode though, but they didn't. And the reason why they probably didn't because they added way too much stuff, and it probably would have made it way too expensive. So that's probably why they did not add a. And that they did not add a camera feature on the Nintendo Switch 2, which is totally understandable. Oh yeah, and there's drag and drive as well. Um, this game doesn't interest me that much though, but it does look kind of fun though. I'm not really into like basketball games, but it does look kind of fun though. I'm not gonna lie. I do think it does look kind of fun. Yes, I do think it does look kind of fun. So so I might give it a chance to check it out though, but that does not mean I'm gonna be able to I'm gonna be able to like and afford every game. Is that type of game I want so badly? Probably not really, but I do want to check it out, give it a chance. I don't know if I'll be able to or not because I just can't afford every game. Let's face it, I'm not rich though, so that's why I'm gonna. And this is nothing new though, but I always been missing out on a lot of games, so I'm not really surprised by that. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. Yakuza's coming to the Switch too. Oh yeah, what else? There's Hades. Two that's coming to the Switch too, which I do think that's really cool. I am interested in that type of game, but the problem is it's gonna be Oh yeah, and there's Street Fighter 6 that I'm interested in. Oh yeah, there's Damon X Mangata two. Oh, which is a sequel. They didn't call it two, but I did play the first one. I was excited about that game the last time they announced it. That they announced it for the Nintendo Switch One. But the thing is, I did play the game. It was really fun at first, and then it got repetitive later on, and I got bored with it. Though, but I will get back to that game. I'm playing Damon X Mangata again on was on but on the Switch too. I will eventually. I will eventually. Yes, I will eventually. When I have no idea. I have no idea when I'm gonna do that. That's the thing. I have no idea. I have no clue when that's gonna be. But yeah, oh yeah. But I am excited for Damon X Machina, the sequel. Yeah, come to Switch 2. I'm looking forward to that one too. Oh yeah, oh man, this game it is huge. It is a big deal to me. Elden Ring is coming to the. It's actually coming to the Nintendo Switch too. I do think that's really huge. I do think that's a really big deal. And that is huge. I think that's really huge. It, that is actually exciting to me. I'm not gonna lie because yes, and but I'm glad that it's coming to the Switch too. But a part of me knew it was coming to the Switch too because you know be because it's but this is a next gen hardware with like more powerful hardware. So that's how I knew it was coming to the next gen Nintendo Switch 2. It's Elden Ring, so I'm definitely interested in that game, and that's huge. So I'm glad that I did not get it on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X because I wanted to wait until Nintendo's next gen hardware to get it on that instead. But that's just me though. Oh yeah, and another big deal. Oh yeah, and also Tony Hawk is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm also really excited about that too because I just think those type of skating games to me are really fun. And that's the reason why I'm really interested in that one too. Is but just like and I was interested in that skating game that I played on around around the Nintendo GameCube era, and I still own that game, but and that's a lot of fun. I'm just into those type of skating games. I just think they're a lot of fun. Oh yeah, and when they announced this Nintendo GameCube here, this got me so excited. I was like, yes, though. But a part of me knew it was coming at some point, but I just didn't know when, but it's happening. I'm so glad that they announced at this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. When they announced at this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, I was like, yeah, this is like one of the best Nintendo Switch 2 Directs ever made. Though, like that's what I should say. Oh yeah, and my favorite game, The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker, is coming um to this Nintendo GameCube. Nintendo Classics for the on and on the Nintendo Switch Online. I do think that's a big deal because that's like one of my favorite. It'll because the Legend of Zelda, the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker is like one of my favorite Zelda games. That's the reason why I do think that it is a big deal to me because I just love that type of game. But I know there are some people do not like the game, and that's fine. And there's some people are just not a fan of the art style too, and that's fine too. But I am a fan of that and that art style. But that's just me though, and I love that game. I just think it's really cute though. I like the art style a lot. I know some people don't, and that's fine too. But just prefer like the regular ordinary Zelda or ordinary Zelda art style, and that's really fun too. And I completely respect that. Oh yeah, and then Soul Calibur 2 was like one of my favorite games. I was like, yes, I'm so happy that this is coming to the GameCube Classics Nintendo Switch Online as well. And I actually grew up playing the Sega Dreamcast version of Soul Calibur 2. And that's like one of my favorite games so far because well that game's a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Oh yeah, and it's also F Zero GX is coming, which I think that's also exciting too. I'm also looking forward to that as well. What else? Oh yeah, yes, right. What is Cyberpunk? It is, but even though I'm not interested in Cyberpunk, I do think it is a big deal that it is coming to the next gen Nintendo Switch, to hardware. Even though I'm not interested in that type of game, but it is a big deal that it is coming. Cyberpunk. Um, because it just shows how like powerful the Switch Two is. Oh yeah, what else is coming? Borderlands 4 is coming to the next gen Nintendo Switch 2 as well. Which am I really interested in that game really that much? Am I really interested in that game? No, not really. But I do think it's cool that it's coming to the next gen Nintendo Switch 2. Two. What else? Oh yeah, Into the Gungeon. The Gungeon and that Gungeon Into the Gungeon 2 game. I'm really excited about that one. I'm really excited about that one. And for the sequel for that game come to the Switch too because it does look a lot of fun to me and it does look like my type of game. What other game I'm excited about? Oh yeah, I'm also really excited that and that Final Fantasy VII remake is actually coming to the Nintendo Switch too. And I do think that is a big deal because reason why I do think that's a big deal because um well and that's a big deal because I was waiting for like a Switch 2 version and that's the reason why I didn't get a PlayStation 4 or and I also did not get it on the PlayStation 5 at all either because I was just waiting for like the Switch 2 version to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, I was just waiting for the next gen Nintendo Switch 2 version, but that's just me though. And and while all is happening, I am happy that it is coming to the Switch 2 with the Switch 2 version, and it shows how powerful the Switch 2 is. It is very powerful, but some people are downplaying and saying it's underpowered when it's not that underpowered at all. It's actually and the video did it confirmed that the video did what they did confirm that 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 the Nintendo Switch 2 is actually 10 times more powerful than the original Nintendo Switch 1. Why would they lie about that? And some people saying that they're claiming is like, oh, they don't got no evidence. Like, but they just told you it's more powerful. Why would you not believe them? Do you think they just lying that they just lying about that? No, they're not lying at all. I actually do believe what in the video are saying. I don't think they are lying about that at all. I just think people are just just I just feel like I'm and that's the thing. The Switch Two is not that underpowered this time. I mean, and the Switch One, okay, I can understand, but I don't think it's. But the thing is, I don't think graphics really matter really that much though. I just feel like people, and that's the thing. I mean, I don't think really. I mean, that's what people have to understand. It's about the. But all people care about is games, so they don't really. Some of us don't really care about graphics really that you know video games are about the games, not graphics, man. But people seem to forget about that. Yeah, they really do. Oh yeah, what else is coming? Oh yeah, this game. Oh yeah, and that's the game I'm really interested in. Oh yeah, and this new Marvel game that is and it's actually inspired by like the arcade games. I'm also looking forward to that game too. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's really cool that like Star Wars Outlaws is also coming to the next gen Nintendo Switch too. What else? Oh yeah, the Dust Bloods is also coming to the Switch too, which 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 a lot of people were really impressed by so far and really excited about that one. And it's supposed to be only exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I was really excited about this. Kirby Air Riders, which is a sequel to Kirby Air Ride. This one got me so excited. This was a highlight for me. This was a highlight for me as well. Um But there were some games in there that did not interest me, but there were some games I did mention that actually did interest me. So, and that's Kirby Air Riders, which is a sequel to the original Kirby Air Riders. I do think this is a big deal, and some people saying Kirby Air Riders sucked though, but it did not suck to me because I think that's a really good game though. Yeah, yeah. Well, it is to me. Yeah, so I'm happy that they are making a sequel to like Kirby Air Rides and calling it Kirby Air Riders, which I do think that is really smart. You know, I'm really excited about this one. I'm really looking forward to this one. I want that game so badly. Oh yeah, another game I'm excited about is this new Donkey Kong Bonanza game because was well some of us did wanted a 3D Donkey Kong game and we're finally getting it. I think that is a big deal. I do think that's huge and that's actually exciting to me. So I'm looking forward to that too. I'm excited about that game too. What else? Oh yeah, I'm not surprised that these Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom games are coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. These are Nintendo Switch 2 editions, by the way. I'm not surprised those games are coming. So, but I'm glad that I did not get these games right away on the original Nintendo Switch One, and I just waited. But I couldn't afford every game anyway. I can't afford to get every game anyway because let's face it, I'm not rich though, not at all. And I can't afford every game. I can't afford it, so it is what it is. Oh yeah, and this Kirby Air right there. I'm also really excited about the Switch Two edition of Kirby and the Forgotten Land as well. The Nintendo Switch Two edition. I, I do want this one so badly too. Hyrule Warriors. I'm not really that excited about it, but but I do respect it, and I'm happy for some people that are that are really excited about that game, and I completely respect that. I mean, and don't get me wrong, but I am excited about it a little bit, but not so much. Yeah, a little bit though, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch too. Oh yeah, this Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I do think this is a cool tech demo, but just so disappointed that I'm just so disappointed that I'm just so disappointed that is that you have to pay for it because it's not a free game. And as but I do disagree. And on I do agree. I do agree. I do agree with like some people that are really disappointed about this that are disappointed about this that you have to pay for it and it's not free, because I also wish it was free too. It's just like in the good old days. I was on the I was, it was around the Nintendo Wii era when 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 you had the freaking Nintendo's but the Nintendo but the Nintendo Wii Sports was free. I miss those days when like the Nintendo, but the Nintendo Wii Sports and that was free. You know those, and those were the good old days. But like now it's not free. Like, oh yeah, and I also remember Nintendo Land was also free on the Wii U, even though the Wii U didn't do well though. But I still think that it isn't a failure to me. I don't think it's a bad failure to me though. But that's what a lot of people think, the Wii U's a bad failure though. But not to me though. Even though it didn't, it's a very unpopular hardware. But I still love the Wii U though. But in that game was free when you get when you got the Wii U for like $350. I do remember that's how it used to cost back then around the Wii U era. The 350, it they came with that, like with that Nintendo Land bundle. I do remember that. And yeah, I just wish it was free though. I just think that's a bummer. Really disappointed that Nintendo did that though. Oh yeah, this is the game I'm talking about. Um, that I'm really excited about. This game, that Gungeon 2 game. Yeah. So what do I want to say? Oh yeah, but the only thing, oh yeah, I did mention one thing I did not like, but the other thing I mean about that Welcome to Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, I did not like you have to pay for it. What else I don't like? The second thing I don't like. Oh yeah, I do not like that the Switch 2 is expensive. Like it's like $450 for the is but the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware is that does not come with no game. And then there's another Nintendo Switch 2 Mario Kart World digital version bundle, and it's going to cost like $500. I was so disappointed that it's going to be very expensive. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I'm not really surprised because once Nintendo did not announce the price at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, but that's when I knew it was gonna be like crazy expensive, and I'm not really surprised because everything in this world nowadays, the price went up for everything. Everything is crazy expensive nowadays. It used to not be this bad back in the day. And back in the day, things were not crazy expensive. It was, I mean, sure, and there were some things that were crazy expensive back in the day, but not a whole bunch of stuff. But like nowadays, everything is crazy expensive. It's terrible. It's a nightmare, and that's exactly what we have to deal with. And I hate that, man. I'm just completely against this whole money system, man. Oh yeah, what else I don't like? But I also do not like that the PS5, but around 2020, in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and also, uh, but I also do not like that the PS5 is also expensive either. And also do not like that the Xbox Series X is expensive either. I don't, because I just think that is unacceptable, man. I do not like that. So it's not only just Nintendo. I also do not like that these in general. I just don't like that these gaming everything in gaming is just getting too expensive. Even in the Mario Kart World game, it will be the very first $80 game. Sure. But don't get me wrong, games will not be $90. I know that already. But I'm just but Mario Kart World, it will be like the very first $80 game, since that game is huge and it's an open world, so that's probably why it's $80 because it's and they're gonna be adding way too many stuff on here. they just, and also another thing that we don't know about yet, which they is, but they will announce more about that on the Mario Kart World Direct, which comes out on April 17th. So yeah, yeah, I'm just so disappointed that that game cost $80. I was like, oh no, like what are you doing? I just hate corporate greed. I'm not defending that at all. I know some people would just say that's not greedy, that's not evil. Well, well, if you think that, but that's completely fine, and I respect everyone's different point of view perspective. Though, but in my point of view perspective, I do think that is evil, man. I do think that is greedy, and Nintendo. I mean, and these companies are just these big companies just get are just in their ego. When you allow them to get away with this constantly by just then they would just keep doing it though. That's why I just think when like most folks like defendants, I do think they are part of the problem. Um, and my point of view perspective though, but you're allowed to do whatever you want to do though. But if you want to defend them, that is completely fine with me. I'm not saying you're not allowed to defend them, but I just do not agree with the whole defending this and these type of business practices because yeah, like because he just let them walk all over you and take advantage of you like that. That's why I think it's a problem. I think that's a huge problem to me. And yeah, I do think that's a problem. I really do. But don't get me wrong. I am excited about the Nintendo Switch 2. I am still looking forward to. I still want it so badly. I still want it. I still want to get one. I'm not saying I will never ever get. Really I'm just disappointed about the price Uh, because like no, I mean because well the reason why it's disappointing because well the majority because well the majority the majority of us do not have that kind of money are not rich though, but only the minority are rich. Probably some people are rich, yes, but not the majority of us. The majority of us are not rich and don't have it like that. That's the problem. And it just shows that these companies do, and that these companies and the ones that are running this world do not care about us. It's really showing though, and that's the problem right there. That's a huge problem. I'm not defending that because I think that is unacceptable. That is that is a L like to me with the bringing the price up. Like come on, that is such that is just so lame, man. Like that is whack. I'm not defending that their business practice. I'm not defending these companies' business practices, but you do have some people will, and that's fine, but not me. I refuse. I mean, and some people would just tell you, "Oh, just deal with it." Just oh, it's just life. Oh, that's not how life works. You can't make things affordable. No, no. I mean, I no no. I disagree with that because I think that's not life at all. I just think it's not natural to just let these companies walk all over you and just no. I mean, but that's just me though. But I would just rather just put my foot down and just give like those type of negative criticisms. If I see something I'm not gonna like, and I will call them out for it. And that's what I'm doing right now. I am complaining about it right now because I'm just totally against this. I'm not okay with this at all. I just think this is unacceptable to me. I don't care what nobody say, but if you're okay with it, that's fine. But I'm just saying for me, I will never be okay with this. Never. But that's just me though. But you guys can do you. I mean, everyone is different. That's fine. Everyone has the right to think how they want to think. I'm just saying for me, but there are gonna be some people that actually do agree with me. And there are some people that actually do feel the same way because and I also hear some because well I also hear the majority of people are and are also mad about the price too, and I don't really blame them. Can you really blame them? No, not really, because everything is going up though. And but I know this is nothing new for like gaming. Gaming prices has like always been crazy expensive back in the day when they shown it, and that is true. But at the same time, you gotta remember nowadays everything is crazy expensive. That's the problem. So yeah, that's a huge problem. I also think it was a huge problem for gaming too back in the day. Also think gaming back in the day should have not been crazy expensive. But no wonder why I went to the video store back in the day. I ended up being at the video store back in the day because in the '90s and the early 2000s and stuff like that. Because yeah, you just had to borrow stuff and then give it back, which I'm not a fan of borrowing stuff and giving it back. But I did wish and I actually get to keep it, but you couldn't because you had to. But the only way you got to keep that game is that you had to buy it, and that sucks because I do wish I can keep it, but but you get what I'm coming from. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, is there are some people that are thinking that the that the Nintendo Switch 2 is PS4 level graphics and saying is underpowered. It is not that underpowered. I really disagree that there are some people saying is it isn't as powerful as Xbox Series S and stuff. That is not true. Well, well, well. Sure. In handheld mode, it may not be, and that's okay. But in dock mode, I do think in dock mode and TV mode, I do think the Nintendo Switch 2, the next gen Nintendo Switch 2 hardware, where it will be more powerful than the Xbox Series S, not the X, the S. The reason why I say that because the reason why I think it would be more powerful than that system because it actually supports 4K. And it doesn't matter if it's native 4K or not native 4K. I don't really, and that stuff doesn't really matter to me. I don't, yeah. And it doesn't have to be PS5, like, an Xbox Series X level, an X level of enough graphics at all. It really doesn't. It really doesn't though. But as long if it's like in dock mode though, but as long if it's like as powerful as the Xbox Series S, then completely fine with that. But I think I do think it is as powerful as the Xbox Series S. I do think it is as powerful as that though. I really do. But in handheld mode, and portable mode for the Switch 2, handheld portable mode. I, but I do think it is more powerful than the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's with like with 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 Xbox One type of specs, graphics, power performance. But that's what it looks like to me by just looking at it. And the games look amazing to me, and I can just tell by just looking at it. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, sure, sure. The handheld mode may not be as powerful as the Xbox Series S, and that's completely fine though. But sometimes well, you do have to make those sacrifices so the handheld doesn't blow up in your hand. Like and Nintendo's trying to like avoid that, and it also would have made the handheld hardware way too expensive. So that's probably why that they made that they made those like hard sacrifices. And that's completely understandable. Sure, it would have been nice if the handheld hardware was like 1440p or an R4K though. But I still think 1080p is good enough though. But as long if it was like 1080p, then I'm then I'm then I'm completely fine with it. But 1080p is good enough. It doesn't have to be like crazy powerful because if it was, it would be like crazy expensive, and no one would not buy the freaking Switch 2. Like the majority would not buy it at all. Probably, but probably the minority would probably buy it, but not the majority. Let's just face it. I'm just saying. What else? What else? Yeah, but that's just my point of view perspective on and on the specs, graphic specs, power performance on for the Nintendo Switch 2, and just how powerful I think it is though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the graphics look amazing enough. Like, it doesn't have to be like perfect like PS5 level of performance graphics wise. It does not have to be, man. If they was to do that, then it would be way too expensive, and nobody would buy. That's why and they have to make some certain sacrifices. It is what it is, and I'm okay with that, man. Oh yeah, though, but this does remind me of the like the old Nintendo, like this, but this Nintendo Switch 2 with the power, but it does give me like but it does give me like the Super Nintendo vibes. It also gives me Nintendo 64 vibes and Nintendo GameCube vibes. Was and Nintendo GameCube vibes was when Nintendo used to care about power. Back in those days, but after that, then they just stopped caring about power because the GameCube didn't do very well. So that's why they stopped focusing on power much. But now, but now Nintendo is actually getting back to and to the whole power thing. It was with the Switch too, but that actually makes me happy. But I mean, sure. I mean, but 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 that's the thing. But graphics did not really matter to me around the Nintendo Switch One era. It just did not matter to me around that era. But yeah, it didn't. Though. But this time, I'm really happy that that Nintendo is. I'm going back to those old Super Nintendo days. But it does give me like the Super Nintendo vibes. N64, Nintendo 64, and Nintendo GameCube vibes when it is just how just how powerful the Switch 2 is. Now you're playing with power. Yeah, I just like that a lot though. It is giving me those type of vibes, which does make me happy. I'm not gonna lie, but what else though? But I do wonder if 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 Nintendo is going to have like another Nintendo Switch 2 Direct around this summer. But just in case if they don't have it around the summer, then this is then maybe they will have it around the fall time. I'm just guessing because because well I was because well I know how not how Nintendo does their like how, how Nintendo does their like directs. But sometimes they and they do it that way, and sometimes they don't. It all depends though. But that doesn't mean that they do it like that every year though, because on certain years they don't do it like that every year. Well, not every year though, but but on certain years that they do it like that, and certain years that they don't they don't do no summer direct at all, and certain years that they do, and certain years that they don't. It all depends. I don't know though, but I do know that there that 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 there is definitely going to be a summer games fest that I'm really looking forward to, and I really do hope that that and that and some like and that and some Nintendo Switch 2 games do act and actually get announced at that Summer Games Fest event showcase. Hopefully, fingers crossed that would be awesome. But if not, then that's okay. It is what it is. And just in case, if we do get a a Nintendo Switch 2 direct for the summer, then that's awesome. But if we don't at all, then that's okay. It is what it is. But just in case, if we don't get a full Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, or a, maybe we do, maybe we don't. Who knows? Then that's fine too. Maybe we just have to wait until probably next year. Sure, sure, Sure. I mean, sure, sure. I would be a bit disappointed if we don't get it this year, just in case. But I mean, just in case we don't get it this year. But at the same time, and I am very patient. So, 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 I don't mind waiting very long. I really don't. If it does, yeah, if those stuff do happen this year, it all depends. Who knows what's gonna happen or if that happens or not. But 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 time will tell. Yeah, and that's all I wanted to say, and that's all I wanted to say and share for now with you guys. Goodbye for now.